Hey, this is Role Model. I just did an interview with the beautiful Zach Sang. We talked about life, talked about music, my debut album, RX. Gotta plug that. The casting couch, too. Thank you.
Hi, beautiful human. My name is Zach, that is Dan, and welcome Role Model to the studio.
Woo.
Hello.
Woo!
Yeah.
People in your real life don't call you Role Model, right?
No.
They call you Tucker?
They do call me Tucker. They call me a lot of things, but some people have, people at shows and stuff have come up and called me Roll.
Oh.
Just drop the model and just go Roll, which is like the ugliest name.
Where does that come from? Oh, Role. Role model. Yeah. I didn't connect those dots.
Who'd you think I was? You thought this was Madison Beer again?
Can I ask you a dumb question? I'm sure you've been asked 1,000 times.
Yes.
Why Role Model?
Great question.
It's Paul Rudd.
No.
Is that lies?
It's a lie. That was a joke
Shut
from
up.
an interview in like 2018 before I knew that like humor doesn't translate in articles. And so now every article is like, he was inspired by role models, Paul Rudd. Like his performance, as if that would like spark a name for me. No.
So not true.
Yeah, not true. I had a lot of names when I started making music, and I started with like rap. Like that's how I got into music. And I was shuffling through names, and at one point I had tried singing, and I had this song called Cocaine Babe, and that was my first like attempt at singing and like songwriting, and I wanted to put it out, but I wanted to like start fresh and have a new name. And at the time I was very far from how you would define role model. I was just like not myself as a person. Like I was a very good kid growing up, didn't drink, didn't whatever, all that stuff. And at that time I had just gotten into it. A lot of it was like depression and stuff, whatever. And so I just thought it was funny. It was literally just like funny to me. I was like,
Because you were the opposite of a role model, or a
Yes.
good one.
Yeah, opposite. And now it's like transformed into something I guess more positive, like embracing imperfections and something more realistic, I guess.
There is a role model within you. I do think you set an example for those around you.
Sure, I think everyone does, I guess, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
The difference is
Some
some
are.
are good examples or some are bad examples, right?
Yeah. Some of you gotta dig deeper to find it, I guess. I don't know.
You want to make pop music with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Are you setting an example with the records you put out into the world?
That's a good question. I guess in terms of like, I work really hard to write all of my own music, and there's something that happens when you get signed to a label where you are expected to do these like speed dating and the rounds and working with all these people, and eventually like if your stuff that you're writing doesn't work, it's time for like the label to bring in songwriters and stuff. And I tried it so many times and I hated it. There were times when like I would walk out of sessions just like in tears because it just fucked with my head and makes you doubt yourself a little. This is my own experience. This is not for everyone, but it just made me like doubt myself a lot, and I hated it. And I decided at one point that I would just fully believe in myself and commit to myself and write all my own music.
How do you find Spencer?
Spencer, I was on a tour in like 2019 or something, opening up for someone. There were a couple of tours that I went on. I don't know. I think it was Laney, actually. But yeah, so my manager had said that we just received all these like loops and stuff from someone, and I loved them, and met him, and the day we met, we made a song called like Alive. And for me, it's like it's just personality. Like anyone can, like a trap producer can like emulate like live drums and make something more musical, and like a jazz playing producer, a classically trained producer can do trap beats, and like so it's like everyone can do anything pretty much. So for me it's just like personalities and getting along with someone and being comfortable. I'm very picky with people that I surround myself with, so being in a studio with someone for 12 hours, like you should get along with them.
There has to be something. Well, RX is done completely with Spencer,
Yeah, it's just us two.
which is pretty remarkable. And I listened to every song a few times, and I loved going to the credits and just seeing, like, I'd go song by song and match it with the credits just to see if you added somebody new, and you never did.
Yeah.
And it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, because there is something really different about music and art that's just so like isolated between you and just one other person.
Yeah, and I think people are starting to like notice that and look for it now. Like even just like young kids who are fans of artists are like going to the song credits now, for whatever reason. But I think it's cool, and I look up to like a lot of those artists that do that, and I love just seeing two names, one name, whatever, just on the whole album, and it like I don't know, it puts things in perspective, I think, for me.
Is it true that you don't share your music with anybody but your team until it's done?
It is. Yeah, it is. Where did you get the information from?
Just answer the question.
Okay, sorry. No one ever just name dropped Spencer, so that one already like took me. I love that. This is
Spencer
great.
Stewart
This
is
great.
his full name, right?
Yes, it's a good thing. I like it. But the question that you just had asked was
Something about showing your music to no
Yes,
one
no.
other than your team.
you share it to nobody, but this was an incredibly personal album.
it was, but like I don't. Yeah, I just don't show anything to anyone really. It's like my A&R and Spencer and me, and we just hear it, and I don't know. I don't have like a desire. I don't need outside approval or anything. I think that can mess with your head a little bit. I think I used to.
You needed that before.
Yeah, I think I used to maybe rely on that too much, and then I don't know. I just, especially like when it's a song about someone, I don't want to show them. I just like want to, be secretive about it, I guess. Unless it's like really, in depth or something, like fucking masturbation song or something. Like I'd like to like, pass that along.
But because you're not sharing songs along the way, does it make it scary when you sit down a loved one and share with them this extension of not just you, in some cases, an extension of you plus somebody else?
Yeah, it doesn't ever. There's just no second thoughts when we make them, when we write them, or when we put them out. There's never like a thought like that, and I would hope that a lot of other artists feel that way too, and not filtering anything. I don't know. It should just be like music in general. To me, should just be very unfiltered and. Say exactly what's on your mind, even though it might like upset a couple people, but I don't know. I think that nothing should be filtered. So even when it's out, if those loved ones want to listen to it, they can, and they can tell me what they want, but I'm not doing like listening parties or anything with like a group of friends or anything.
But in a lot of cases, your art can also bring you closer to that person.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I mean, I imagine if someone wrote a song about me, I would be very flattered. I would probably fall deeply in love. Not saying that my music would have that effect, but I would just be very flattered, and I would probably listen to it constantly, just like
On repeat.
like an ego thing. I don't know.
Nobody's written a song about you, but you have one song on this album that is self-reflective, correct?
A couple, yeah.
There is more than one. Obviously, there's a lot of. What I got from this record, the album top to bottom, was honesty, the stages of a relationship to a certain degree, self-discovery, and also questioning things that what was.
Yes, perfect.
It's
I love that.
exquisite.
Thank you.
It's really phenomenal.
Thank you.
I don't even really know where to start.
Did you like track 6?
You got to give me a name.
That's called
Masturbation
masturbation song.
Oh.
That's my question for everyone. Did you like it?
I felt seen.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Felt
Perfect.
understood in a way I haven't in a while.
All right, now we can start at the top.
Do you question yourself when you're writing a song like that? Like, should I even be writing this?
No, like I said, like it's like there's just no thought. Like I wrote that whole thing in my living room one night and then brought it to Spencer, and he loved it. Like there's no second thoughts, especially with him. Like he's so just open and accepting and loves shit like that, like a love song to someone about like touching yourself. And yeah, I don't know. He's very supportive, and we just don't think about those things. But then you log on to TikTok like 6 days later, and you're like, oh, okay, we're 13-year-olds.
How does that song begin? Are you trying to express love in a new way? Or do you realize that the ultimate form of love and essentially flattery comes from?
To me, I mean, so like it's very rare for me to like have the whole concept or like a song written before we make like the music for it. So it always just starts with like Spencer will send me a bunch of guitar loops or piano loops or whatever, and for that song it was just that guitar loop, and the first line that came out of my mouth was the first line in the song. I touched myself, and then I was like, okay, how could I flip this to be something a little bit more like endearing and sweet? And I don't know, I just love the juxtaposition too, because it's over like the most beautiful acoustic guitar, and we really wanted those like soothing big choruses, and we wanted it to almost feel like orgasmic when you get to the chorus. But yeah.
Do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to with that song?
I do. I would have loved, I would have really loved to have brought in like full string sections. I think, again, I love like the juxtaposition of like bringing in a whole orchestra for a song about touching yourself. Like I love that. And I wish we had done that, but your boy eats up the budget quick.
Next time. Have you actually thought, like, had a serious conversation with yourself about dying for somebody? Or loving somebody to the point that you would actually die for them?
I mean, that song is definitely like an exaggeration.
But it also could be real.
But also real, and like for sure I'd run in front of a car for someone if I really love them. But obviously that song is a exaggeration and falling out of airplanes and whatnot. But yeah, again, I think I was just trying to find a very extreme way and unique way to tell someone that how much you love them. You know?
Where does that come from? Does that come from a want to is it to communicate things differently? Is it to communicate things in a deeper manner that you just can't over a conversation?
Yeah. I mean, for starters, like I'm horrible with communication. I'm not a big talker. I think outside of situations like this or on tour where I'm like shaking my ass and screaming for an hour, like as soon as I'm not in that situation, it's like mute for 48 hours. So I think these songs are like a fun way to just like show her what I can't. Okay, whoops. To show what I can't tell.
But,
someone, you know.
By the way, I think your quote on this is, "We're staying private but not secret."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a conscious decision that you come to more than just on your own, right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing with that, the thing is, like, I have always, since I got into music and started making a name for myself, under the name Role Model, I was like very scared of falling in love, because I would always be scared of how it would affect my music or like anything. And I think especially like a public relationship, posting photos of who you're with and all this stuff, I don't ever want to distract from the music, and I also don't want 10,000 people at a show and only 500 of them know the words to the songs. I don't want people at shows for the wrong reasons. I don't want people following me for the wrong reasons.
I got goosebumps because a lot of people in your position would literally have the opposite thought process?
Dude, it scares me, and I mean that was a conversation. I've had it a lot, but at that I had to kind of initiate that as someone who's in a lesser power in that situation.
But still looking to make art and to be respected for it.
Yeah, like I take it seriously. Like that's it. Like I think I don't know. I have also been very proud of how slowly we have built this thing and how organic it has been, and I just don't want anything to fuck that up. Relationships included and all that stuff. I don't know.
When I say Arizona in the summer, what do you think?
Honestly, like one of my favorite pieces of work for myself.
Totally different sound than what we're hearing. Even your vocally, totally different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
deep and dark and
I used to sing like Tory Lanez for some reason. Like I'd always like I was obsessed with like Tory Lanez like way back in the day, and I would like do that weird thing with my voice. Like it comes from like I don't even know, like
diaphragm energy.
Yeah, somewhere down here maybe, but like it's like this weird voice. But dude, that's one of my favorite. I was literally just listening to it for the first time in a while yesterday. And I think the reason I love that first EP is because I was completely alone when I made it. And the production on those things were being sent to me pretty much fully built out by a 16-year-old kid from my hometown. And he would email them to me, and we would just make notes over email, like two kids. And I was just recording in my closet thing in Pittsburgh while I was at school. And it was just like I didn't know what I was doing. No one was telling me like a verse should go here, then a pre, then a chorus, then a bridge over here. Like there was none of that. So those songs are like a really cool insight into someone making music that knows nothing about it. Like Stolen Car, what is that structure?
But it's that structure or lack of structure
Yes.
that changes your life.
Yeah, I love it. God, I gotta get back to it, man. What the fuck am I doing pop music?
Well, that's what I would ask. If you love that project so much and you were singing like Tory Lanez, like how do you get to where we are now?
Like everyone, I'm very influenced by like everything. Like I think whether you're an artist or just a fan of music, everyone's playlist these days is like hip hop, country, rock, pop, R&B. It's like everything. So inevitably, like you're gonna be influenced by all those things, and my brain just works in a way where I want to try a country song, and I did, and I was alive, and like I wanted to try like some rap stuff, and I was going out and like Death Wish, and I want to do all those things. So I think as soon as I came to LA and I had studios at my disposal and producers, I finally got to do like all those things I wanted to do. And yeah,
there's still remnants of Arizona in the summer that shows up in the music that you make today and have made. And by the way, you go on quite a journey between Arizona in the summer to where we're at today. I mean, you cover the climb in that time. But I want to talk about Stolen Car because that song does change your life. Malcolm hears it.
Yes.
And you get a DM from him. Did you reach out to him? How did it work?
His manager. So
Q?
Yes, Q.
Cool.
Favorite human in the world. I was in Pittsburgh, and I had just put out Arizona in the summer, and I had been failing school for 2.5 years, pretty much. I was failing for 2 years.
But you're trying to make mixtapes during this time too?
But like trying to use that, like what a lot of people do with college, where you're like trying to just use your time to do other shit.
Totally.
Like whatever.
You're learning how to rap on YouTube?
Yes. Well, I was
Is that
learning
real?
how to use like Logic. I was learning all that just from YouTube, and how to mix and everything. Like Arizona in the summer, I mixed all of that myself just from YouTube tutorials, which is why it sounds unpurposefully lo-fi. I just didn't know what I was doing.
It's the aesthetic, bro.
Yeah, it's the aesthetic. And now I'm forever bedroom pop. But yeah. So I was in Pittsburgh, and I was just at a point. I had put that out, and I was like, okay, I'm failing. I have no backup plan if this music thing doesn't work out. and I can't let this like ruin my life. I had no support, and I was like, this is going to like ruin my life. I'm at a stage where I really have to make a decision. So I was like, let's give this, I just put it out. Let's give it 2 months, month and a half. And if nothing happens, if nothing great happens, then I need to move on and I need to like get my shit together. And in that, somewhere in that month and a half, 2 months, Malcolm's manager, Q, had DM'd me, or put it on his story, put Stolen Car on his story. And I DM'd him and I like flipped. I've been a fan of Q also just because of their show that was on MTV. Like I know all of Malcolm's crew just from that show.
And they're fellow Pittsburgh people.
Yes, so that's the thing. Like they keep their ears, especially Malcolm, but like they both keep their ears to everything Pittsburgh. And I was like doing shows out there and stuff and like hitting up venues and asking like who's coming to town, can I open, and opening for just whoever let me, like Little Debbie and like Father and whoever was in Pittsburgh at the time. And yeah, I had reached out and I was like, dude, this means the fucking world. I love you. I love Malcolm. I love all of you guys. And he was like, Malcolm really likes Stolen Car. And I flipped. I remember running up and down the dorm like staircase and like out of a movie. Like I really needed that. I was really in a shit place.
You were ready to give up.
Really close to giving up, and that in a way, not to be corny, saved my life. And ended up, long story short, they flew me out there and I got to work and meet Mac and yeah, and then I think that started to kind of get my name into the industry, and I think labels started to hear about it through that.
Can't even imagine what that feels like to even be flown here to meet heroes, but also to be validated by a human being that like one is hands down one of the greatest artists to ever exist.
I agree.
Like I believe that. And also one of the nicest people ever.
More importantly.
And I don't want, gets me very emotional.
Yes.
But I also hear him in what you do still to this day. And also if you look at Malcolm, there's no one path that Larry was doing something different than what Mac was doing.
Yes.
But it was still the same person.
Yeah, man. I think the biggest thing for me was him as a human, because before I was in Pittsburgh, I can't lie, like I did not listen to Mac and I didn't know anything. I never gave it a try, I guess. But I remember when Good AM came out, he came to Pittsburgh and did a free show at I can't remember. It's like an old church venue. And he did a free show and I waited in line that whole day and got into the show. And it blew my mind. It was like very inspiring and it pushed me to keep making music, I think. Yeah, and then later it's just like, dude, he's a god. I mean, he's a perfect example of being inspired by 100 different types of music and genres, and
not feeling you need to make one thing or fit in a certain mold to please anybody.
Different personas and everything. He's a fucking genius, man.
Do you ever get to ask him what it was about Stolen Car that caught his ear?
I see you creeping on my homies. You think that's gonna piss me off? And on the weekends we be freaking. When you smoke, you always cough.
It was at a I don't.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, it's just it was at a time when he was dealing with a certain relationship that was just not going well when I came into the picture, and I don't want to put words in. I don't remember exactly, but I think that was mostly how he identified with it. He was having some relationship issues at the time, and that song, out of the 4, seemed to stick with him.
What does that moment prove to you? I mean, obviously the power of music.
Yes. I mean, in general, it was the motivation that I needed. Like at that time when I was very close to just giving up in general. But I don't know, man. Like it's crazy to see an idol it's like one thing to see fans online and people online reacting and telling you how it helped them, how it saved them, how they relate to it, whatever. but to have like a hero saying those same things that you see from like 15-year-old girls on Twitter is like, it blew my mind. That didn't feel real to me. But
Do you remember the first time you tried to sing?
yeah. I mean, it was Cocaine Babe, literally.
Like first time ever, private or recorded?
100%. I was going through beats, like old beats, because I was bored and I didn't have anything, and so I was just like going through shit that was sent to me like a year prior. And one of them was this like penny in the quarters sample, like acoustic guitar type of thing. The song is on SoundCloud, but it was very like acoustic guitar and driven, and it was something I hadn't done before, and I just started singing over it, and yeah, didn't know about autotune yet either, which was cool. So you get to see that. But yeah.
How'd you know it worked?
It was just it instantly when I put that out, it was like it instantly did better than anything I had done. All the like rap stuff, whatever. Deleted all the rap stuff, and then it was just this beautiful clean slate of just like Cocaine Babe doing like decent numbers for me. Like it was 1,000 a day, which now for me is like, okay, that almost sounded like I was a dickhead, but
No, I mean,
no, but at the time, like that was huge, and it was like news in Pittsburgh, and it was like people would come up to me and be like, "Dude, your song's like doing well," and yeah, that was the first, and I was like, okay, so maybe this is more organic for me to like be singing and not talking about having millions of dollars in my wallet when I really don't over trap beats.
so it's in that moment you rip stories from your life?
Yeah, I mean, that was honest. That was like a song about someone that I had known in Pittsburgh that was doing a lot of drugs, specifically cocaine, and I just didn't like being around that person when they were doing those things. And, I made a song about it. It was weirdly organic. It was like one of those songs that just kind of comes out, which is weird for a first song like that.
Strip club music.
Mm-hmm.
What inspires this song?
I've never been to a strip club. I still have not. But
Really?
yeah,
Jumbo's Clown Room is tasteful.
don't know. I live right next to one. There's one right on my block, but I was tempted for inspiration, but I didn't do it. No, that song, like I had the original version of it was from 2018, Arizona the Summer, like era-ish.
Okay.
And I had just wanted to make a song, like a pretty song about a stripper.
That you've never met.
But the whole thing with this song is like I loved the imagery of like and the power dynamic in those places of just these women like floating majestically like above these men and like taking their money, and it's like hypnotic to me to like I imagine it's very like hypnotic to have these women just like I don't know. It was just a very cool image, and I wanted to turn that into a song to kind of tip the hat
To them.
yes.
To the ladies who
strippers, yes.
who service.
Yes.
Wait, so you've never been, and it's literally just ripped from what you think it is like.
Yeah.
Or what you've
I
seen in
watch a lot of
movies.
movies, man. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of movies.
In your apartment above the strip club.
Near the strip club, yes.
Do you have any interest in going now, or you just want to?
I don't, man. I
It's
I
you
don't.
know.
Ironically, like I should, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not at a point where I want to be just like throwing money out, like gambling, strip clubs. To me, I just like I need those ones. I need them.
They're important.
Yeah, I got them.
Life is funny. Even an angel can dance like a hoe. Even the heroes got trouble at home. Nobody's really the person they show.
Yes.
True.
Poetic.
Your words. Definitely not mine. That is a hard realization to have, especially if it's attached to someone you care deeply about or have trusted or
Yeah.
given a part of yourself to.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone goes through that. I think there's friends that come and go, and whether those reasons apply to it or not, I don't know. But I just, I have seen people come in and out of my life quite a bit, especially since I came to LA. And I've always been very okay with letting those people or things go when I start to see that they're not genuine or beneficial or anything.
Sometimes it's too late Well, it's never too late to cut out a cancer,
Yeah, I agree.
but sometimes there's after effects.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I urge anyone, if any, I don't know. I think if there's anything or anyone in your life that's bringing you stress or pain or whatever, you should just get rid of it. It's a very freeing feeling.
Hard to do.
Hard to do. Yes. Yeah. Making it sound very simple, but
No, well,
but
so
also could just not answer the text.
yeah, that's it.
Just disappear.
Yeah, my therapist makes it sound that easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, truly.
Yeah. No, it's
And it
tough.
really is that easy when you come to terms with the fact that it can be that easy if you just do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you, yeah, I don't know.
Do you write this record, like all these records, do you write these songs immediately after, like this, after something happens? Or do you only sit down and then reflect and by chance you stumble upon a series of moments that inspire this record?
It's a good question. I think it's just song by song. I think something like "Can You Say the Same," which is track 10, was just very in the moment with like things that were happening that week of my life, and me and Spencer were in Pasadena at like an Airbnb working on the album, and we were out of ideas, and I was just like, "Can you just play the simplest loop, just the simplest synth or something, just play it, and then like leave." And so he walked out. I think he went home for the night actually, and I was sleeping in the Airbnb, so I just like, it was looping, and I just whatever was happening that week, I just wanted to get off my chest, because I had been making a lot of love songs, or a lot of songs like strip club music about other people's situations or other, characters and stories, but I needed to like make a song that was talking about myself for a sec. So
Talking about yourself, but also talking to somebody else.
yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of a conversation, that one. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of flip it every time you get to the chorus and be like, "Can you say the same?"
It's great.
Thank you.
I feel like you need to write this song to flourish in whatever relationship comes next, no?
Yeah, I think "Save a Seat" more so. I think
But
"Save a Seat" was like the one song on there that was like solely about a person from the past. That it was also like the first song, one of the first songs of the album, I think, where I just needed to like get that off so I can move forward with my current situation.
yeah, and you said that was a song from the past.
Yeah.
Why did it need to be on this project?
I just wanted to put things into context, really. Like, I think a lot of just straight up love songs would be quite boring and not something I would listen to. And we had that song, and I was like, I feel like this would help put things into context to explain why I'm so much better off now than I was, and why this current person just means so much to me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you need to like hear about those things from the past to understand why
Yeah,
I'm all smiley now.
history matters.
Yes,
Also, history repeats itself if you don't learn from it.
that's true too. Don't scare me, Zach.
This album, is this for you or is this for me?
I guess it's for me, really. Yeah, everything I put out is for me. I listen to it a lot. I listen to it a lot.
Have you come to terms with the fact that what is yours becomes somebody else's?
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone can take it. Take a piece, whatever you want from it.
Apply it to your own existence.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's the whole thing. I hope as many people as possible can hear my music.
Who hurt you? I'm not asking you that question. I ain't bringing up the song.
Kind of did.
Who did hurt you?
Who did hurt you?
Someone.
You sound like me at the shows when I'm like screaming at people's face. I'm like, who hurt you? Yeah. What about that song, Zach?
I feel like we're sorting through baggage.
Yeah.
Or we're looking to sort through baggage because we want to know.
Relationships or not, like I have always surrounded myself with women more so than men. Especially when I left like my hometown, I went to Pittsburgh. Like I just get along with women, more so, as you can see with my two lovely ladies in my entourage. But no, so I just think you get. I've had a lot of insight into the way, the other perspective, and the way men treat women in
It's
relationships
gross.
and whatever, and it genuinely bothers me. A lot of people's just horror stories with past relationships, and I can't fully wrap my head around it. And I don't know. I especially where I am now with the person I'm with is like just grosses me out, man. I can't understand treating anyone like that, whether it's a relationship or not. It's like I don't have that part of me. I think I don't have enough testosterone maybe or something. I ate too many Luna bars. I don't know.
Or you just have a heart.
Yeah, I
You're
guess so.
kind.
I
You
guess
have basic morals. You care about people.
For some reason, that's a rare thing. I don't know.
And by the way, and I could say this very confidently because I feel understood by this record, like I do by many of your songs. I found myself asking the same question to the man I'm in a relationship with because I wondered the same exact thing.
Yeah.
The thought of somebody being so kind, so beautiful, but also compassionate and empathetic and warm and all these incredible things. And to know that somebody hurt them in a lot of ways, in a deep, scarring way that like still exists, but you just got to brush over and keep on moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's like, I think there's 100 songs that could come from that whole perspective.
Do you end up actually asking that question to the person you're with today?
I wouldn't word it as so on the nose like that, but yeah, I mean, I have conversations with a lot of people about that. I'm just curious because I think it definitely forms you into the person you are and you become and everything, and I like to know those things, and especially, I don't know, I mean, things can be triggering, all that
Totally.
stuff, and I think it's smart to just kind of know those things early on, whether it's a relationship or a friendship or anything.
100%.
Yeah.
But it is scary to share.
It is. Very, yeah.
Like, it is very scary to share.
Yeah.
Forever and More. Beautiful.
Thank you.
What are you thinking over there? I'm just like rattling off
wait.
my favorite songs and
Hold
just
on.
like.
What do you do here, man? What's your job title?
Just hang out, make sure everything's running smoothly, which
Okay.
it never does.
Okay, cool.
What are you
I've seen you
talking
press
about?
like the space bar a few times, and I feel like
Yeah, just typing things.
you
over
are
here.
doing something. You are doing something.
But I want to know if love songs came naturally to you, because you didn't always write love songs,
No.
and you have a special way of writing them where they're not like corny. So how'd you formulate that?
It's a great question. That was never something natural, first of all. And it was a scary thing when I did fall in love for the first time. I was very scared of how, like I said, how it would change my music and if people would be turned off by that, because I built a brand and a name in the early stages off of the exact opposite and being very anti-love, very fuck everyone, and like, don't invite me out, don't blah blah blah. And so and people related to that, which is, another discussion. It's kind of sad, but I think I was just very scared of how, if people would be turned off by that, and they weren't for the most part, which was a really good feeling. And I think Forever and More was like a tester in that arena, and like Blind and things like that, and it was well perceived. So I think it was just an irrational fear.
100%. And also, there's a sonic styling that you have and a vocal styling that you have that is totally unique to you. So no matter what story you're telling, there's very much remnants of what was and what is.
I appreciate that. I'm trying. I think I want to kind of keep that close, no matter how many albums we end up doing. But I want to try and keep that.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Is for somebody to hear a song and let it be totally different than the one you put out before, but still know that it's you.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm always scared of those tweets, dude. Like just people being like, "Yo, we missed the old." Like thank God, like it hasn't really happened yet, and I'm very grateful. But like that is like a fear. Like and it's stupid. I know it's something that's talked about a lot, of like letting the artist grow and discover themselves and take new paths and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely like a fear. I mean, I don't know. It's always gonna be me writing the songs though, so I'm not like that worried. Like
That's the through line.
that's yes, like
Your voice, your
so
story.
that's fine. Like I could do a country album, and hopefully people would still like it.
How did you get to The Climb? Why did you need to cover that song?
You know, we needed a cover.
It's my favorite cover of the record.
Thank you.
It's really good.
I can't listen to it because of my voice in it, but I appreciate that, and I love the song.
What is it about your voice that you can't hear?
Just not knowing how to use my voice yet back then, but that's fine.
What song did you find? Can you point to and go, I knew what I was doing here?
Probably this album. Spencer helped me a lot find my voice on this album and like walk me through things, especially like harmonies and everything. But I think this album in general, just like finding my voice and, you know, where I can't go and I can't do those Ariana runs and whatnot. And
No whistle
that's
tones
okay.
for you?
Yeah, I don't need it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna try.
Thank you. Just on behalf of all consumers. Thank you.
I'd
Yeah.
like to hear it.
We're okay.
But yeah, wait, what was the question?
We were talking about The Climb.
The Climb, yes. We needed a cover. I was going on tour, opening up for someone. We needed a cover because I didn't have enough shit to play. And
So you go to The Climb?
and I just loved that song. I
So
don't
good.
remember how I found it. I found it in an Uber ride to a session with McGee, who is an amazing artist and producer. And when I got to the house, I was like, yeah, hey, I was just listening to The Climb, and I would love to try and make, like, can we reproduce this in, like, a cool way? And, like, I want it to sound like a McGee record. Like, can you do that? And so he produced it, and I recorded it. And then I was like, wait, maybe we should just put it out because this is kind of cool. We put it out, and then got the Miley Cyrus follow. And that's why we do music. That's what music is about.
It's for those Instagram follows.
Yeah. Uploading a cover to DSPs, hoping that that artist follows you on Instagram. And that's why we make music.
But you didn't know the song before that? Before that Uber ride?
No, of course I knew it. I think I was like on a playlist or something, and
Got
I discovered it, rediscovered it, I guess. And I was like, this is perfect.
It is perfect.
It is.
Really.
It's a perfect song.
By the way, is the name of the album Prescription or RX? Like, what am I calling it?
RX.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
RX.
to be honest, I didn't know that it meant, like, stood for or meant. What is it?
No, it's like the
prescription?
abbreviation?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Like, I obviously know it from, like, all the pill bottles and stuff, but, like, yeah, I had written RX on my whiteboard, like, as soon as we got, like, 2 tracks down and whatnot, and I was like, I love this. And, yeah.
At what point did the story that you were trying to tell present itself? Or did you know at the very beginning?
No, I didn't know. It was, like, a lot of, in the early stages, it was just a lot of love songs. It was, like, we started the album when I was falling in love for the first time, really, in my life. And so that was just very much front of the mind.
Horny?
Yeah. I forgot I was wearing that. So that confused the fuck out of me. But, oh my God, you made me forget my...
You start when you're falling in love.
Yes. And at a certain point, we had, like, an album worth of music, and it was just all love songs, and I was very bored, and I told Spencer... We had to sit down, and I was like, I really want to try and go at this a different way and put, like I said, put things into context of why this is important to me now and why this is like a miracle for me. And so, yeah, and then so we kind of started working from a different perspective and doing something like strip club music and Save a Seat and things like that. And
But you do equate this relationship to religion, to Jesus. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of religious references in this album.
I mean,
Too
if Jesus saves, she's my type.
many. Yeah,
I saw Jesus kissing on the same sex.
that's right. There's a lot, and there's probably too many, honestly. I think some people got angry. But that's
Oh yeah,
okay.
didn't you say you lost a bunch of followers?
I did. When we first put out the If Jesus Saves.
You know, Jesus, he's a tricky one. You know?
Yeah.
People are split on him.
so touchy, but it's like, I'm not the only one, man. There's like it's like, come on.
Jesus is for everyone. That's
I
the
did see
rumor.
a comment though when I put it out that was like, why are all these artists doing? Someone like listed all the artists that are like doing it. It was like, why are all these artists using religious references? Like, just leave it alone. I was like, it's like a playground, man.
Did you grow up with any religion in your life?
No, never been to church, but I understand it. I understand its importance in the world and why people need it, rely on it, whatever. I get that. But for me, I saw a lot of correlations in like the way falling in love for the first time was happening. Like, I was really in like a shit place right before that had happened, right before we had started the album and before I had fallen in love. And it was like, I don't know. There were a lot of ways to like compare it to like people being on their knees and waiting for a miracle and like blah blah blah.
Love was a miracle for you.
Yeah, I just genuinely never thought I would fall in love,
But
and I think you can hear it in the early songs.
But did you feel like you didn't deserve love or couldn't fall in love?
Just not good at it, dude. Not good at, like I said, bad at talking, not a good communicator. All the things you need, like, just not good at it. But also like I was so in the studio every single day, just avoiding any sort of like social interactions, and just I liked just hiding in there and doing that, and so there wasn't really even time.
So how do you know love exists when it knocks on your door? Like, why do you answer? How do you answer if you're unsure of what it is?
Honestly, it just like hit me like a fucking truck, dude. Like, there was no time to be like, is this how do I feel about this, blah blah blah. It was like, no, that hit me like a truck, and it was yeah, there was just nothing I could do. And it was like very scary, but it was like there's nothing you can do, and it is like very real, deep love. It's also like the one girlfriend I've had, so I'm like talking out of my ass here, but like,
well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, and I just asked this for somebody who's genuinely interested. How do you know you're in love / love is in front of you when it's fucking there?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know how to like give advice on it. I shouldn't, and I won't, but it's just like, just don't force things. Don't like, I don't know.
Do you fall in love only after somebody falls in love with you?
No. I mean, no. I think it should be like a mutual thing. I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about love.
Just wondering. I'm madly in love with somebody, and I'm like, really, it's a lot of stress for me.
Oh, go for it.
I don't need Jesus Christ, just someone who treats me right. I don't need Novocaine, just someone who numbs the pain.
Hold on, I think we should talk about this.
What?
You're in love with someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Have you talked to them?
Yeah, they know.
Do they know?
Yeah, I told them.
You just told them? That's what I did, dude.
I was just like, I gotta be honest. Well, and I told them that I loved them, and I told them that I'm in love with their being. So if they, if their personality and essence and being was a potato, I'd be in love with that potato.
I love that.
That's what I said.
You're romantic, man. You're sweet talking me over here. Just sinking in my seat.
Relax,
well, that's
relax.
Great. That's great. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to get into that.
But I do understand that it is I understand the religious connection to it, because there's this sense of freedom, but also security and community, even if it's just one person.
Yeah.
Like, you're not in it alone, which that's something that religion offers people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just also just like surface level. It's just a fun fucking thing to like. It's so clickbaity and like iconic feeling to just like singing the word Jesus and like out of context of what it's normally in, of like doing it in like a dirty way, like kiss her face, fuck all night type of thing. Like, I don't know. I just think it's fun. It's just a fun thing to play with.
There's strategy behind not having any capital letters for your song titles.
No, I don't know.
You just don't have caps lock or hit shift.
Yeah, I think it's just a mistake. We're typos over at the label.
Keep it up.
I think, is there a strategy behind your song titles in general? Because they do catch your eye.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just like that. I mean, God, you got to get people's attention somehow.
Yeah.
Some of them definitely just are the original name, and we just keep it just because it's funny to like me and Spencer, but like masturbation song. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much thought, I guess.
By the way, RX is the last song on the album. Make it all the way to the end because the song is great. The spatial audio that you do at the back end of that record, like it goes from one ear to the other, really properly trippy.
Thank you, man.
Sets the tone perfectly.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Is there a song from this album that's like started that meant one thing to you when you were making it, but has taken on a new meaning to you now that the album's out?
I don't know. I think touring changes things a little bit. I think RX is something that like gets me emotional every single time I play it live because I sit down right in front of the crowd and I always just end up singing it to like one or two people right in front of me, and it like they're crying and then it starts to make me cry because I feel like I'm singing it about the group of people that like come to these shows, and it like gets me all fucked up. So I don't know, it takes like now it's like something I sing to them about them, which is cool.
Which it didn't start that way.
No.
Why is that your favorite song off the album?
I am just a slut for like acoustic songs, dude. I just love that shit.
But you started doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So when did this slut phase occur?
What are you talking about, like the rap stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, I even now, like all the stuff I listen to is just a lot of old stuff, like Zombies, and like I love Neil Young. I'm obsessed with him, and I think I gravitate towards those things because it just reminds me of home, and my parents and stuff. And so I guess I'm getting older now. Sounds like I'm getting older.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, I listen to like a lot of stuff that just makes me feel like warm and safe and eases me and everything. Neil Young is like a big one. That one always fucking freaking out or anything. He like genuinely calms me down. I don't know, some sort of psychology there.
You went to school wanting to make movies.
Pornos, Zach. This is the perfect studio for it too.
It does give
The
you
fucking I can't talk about that, but the fucking
You're on the casting couch right now.
yes. Oh my God. This is a whole
Stand
new
up and
show.
turn around.
I love it.
Is there any creative similarities between making a movie and making a song?
Yeah. I always say it's like the most, maybe it's like not as crazy that I like just ran into music the way I did, like just found it. I think they're both very visual things, especially songwriting has to be visual. Like you really have to put yourself in like a scene. Strip club music, perfect example. Never been to one. So you just imagine these things, and you're like imagining girls just like twirling around these poles. God knows if they actually do that. I don't know. But you have to, yeah. You've been to one, haven't you?
I mean, like, I've been to a couple.
That.
I'm not the audience they want there, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm keeping on to my dollar bills.
Okay. Yeah, you're throwing like pennies.
Yeah, quarters. Take out a roll of quarters and just leave it right there.
Yeah, it's just a very visual thing. Songwriting in general, like it has to. I think it just has to be visual. Like
you want to be an actor. That's on the list of goals.
I don't know if I want to. If there's something that spoke to me in a way that like wouldn't require much acting. I sound like a lazy piece of shit.
But so what is that? Like, what do you get?
No, it just has to be something that I identify with, right? Like I would never act in a comedy. Like I won't do that. Like,
was there convincing to get you to audition for Euphoria?
Was there convincing?
Yeah, did somebody have to convince you?
No, I had gotten like, how did that happen? I had gotten a call from my agent, I think, who like isn't even supposed to be like involved in like that side of agenting.
Yeah. Your music agent calls you about a TV show?
And he was like, do you want to do like an audition thing. And I was like, no, but like yes. And they sent like a script to like practice, and I stopped making music for a week and solely like just devoted myself to the script to like memorize it, because I'm horrible at that shit. I can't even remember my songs. But yeah, and I did it, and we did the tape, and that was actually like really cool. Like I had fun. I liked the stress of it in a way. And of course Dom Fike got it. God bless him. I love him. He fucking killed it. It was perfect.
Do you work well under pressure?
No, I don't think so. I think in that case I probably did, but with music, like no.
Do you put pressure on yourself ever?
Yeah, for sure. I think we didn't need to take 2 years to make that album.
When was
But
it?
it was just like I am very much in my head all the time.
I mean, it has to be wild for you to wrap your mind around the fact that this is a debut album.
Yeah.
That was surprising to me as somebody who's been listening to you for forever.
Mm-hmm. It took way too long. I know that. Like I don't know, dude. I'm so happy I waited and we took as long as we did, but like that's crazy, man. Like I think I signed to a label in 2018.
Wow.
And then just put out my first album, which is like kind of depressing.
No.
But like it's cool.
Good things take time, number one. And number
Yes.
two,
And I have no regrets. Like I'm glad we did it the way we did it, and we built, like I said, that slow build was something that was very important.
how do you know it was ready and done?
As soon as RX was the last song, and we had made like 10 different songs called RX, and I was like, this isn't it, and I was just trying to like captivate the essence of what RX meant to me, and I think that last song, of course, it's like the most stripped down basic song there is, but yeah. And then as soon as we had that song, I was like, we're done, hands off.
But that's how you know, right? Like when you don't need a bunch of other stuff to dress up a record,
Exactly.
and at its purest form, it hits and it strikes you right in the heart.
Yeah. Yep.
Like people fall victim sometimes to overdressing songs that don't need to be, you
I
know.
think I do it sometimes too. I think that's really something I have been focusing on post debut album, to kind of embrace like the minimalism of it, I guess, not just overdoing it. I'm still relatively like insecure about my voice, so I think that's why there's so many just like stacked vocals, and like, you know, all these songs start acoustic, and then it's like, all right, let's build them up, but maybe we don't always have to do that.
You're a slut for acoustic.
I am a slut for acoustic.
What'd you learn about yourself from making this album?
I really just like wanted to prove to myself, going back to like one of the first things that we talked about, I wanted to prove to myself that me and Spencer could do this completely ourselves, and I could write these lyrics without help from outside writers or anyone, and without features and everything, and that was just like very important to me, in a general sense. I feel like I did it.
Oh.
We did it.
Yeah. And then some.
And then some.
Will you work with Spencer? Like, have you you haven't, I read that you haven't written a song since you released the album. Is that still true?
Not true anymore. As soon as we went on tour, it was like I had a very long and horrifying dry spell. Long, it was like 2 months, but like terrifying for me. And I was just so lost, which everyone goes through. I think that's just a normal thing when you put out your album. But as soon as we got on tour and we did the first show, it was like, for some reason, that just like does something, and you get to see what works and what doesn't, how people react to things and which words they pick up on, and yeah, that was just very inspiring, and it was like boom, boom, boom after that. I was just with Spencer yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to keep it just to you and Spencer?
No, we brought in some new people so far. I want to start bringing in like a lot, which is like contradicting what we talked about in the beginning. But I want to try new things, because
You can.
even
You should.
past projects, it was like really me and Spencer, like me and one other person. It was never like bringing in, you know, I don't know.
But it could be you, Spencer, one or two other people. You're still controlling the room. You still have a foundation that you're comfortable with.
Totally.
And by the way, like bringing somebody new into a creative environment challenges you. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I agree. I just want to try. This is like the time. It's out. I just want to try new things right now. I want to travel and make music. I want to bring in new people. I want to maybe bring in artists for once because I just don't ever do that.
But-
I don't know.
Maybe you could only have gotten to this point because you're more confident in yourself.
Maybe, yeah.
Because you proved to yourself that you can do it without everybody, so it's on your terms.
Yeah. So now it's like, I don't know. Let's just go full Bruno Mars with it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what, it's going to take you 17 years to finish a single song?
No. I just mean like he has massive songs, like big musical
Compositions?
collaborators, probably 20 collaborators.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
What are you thinking over there?
I should say you're the second person that sat on that couch that said they auditioned for Dominic Fike's role in Euphoria.
Can you? Are you allowed to say who the other one?
No,
was?
because they made us cut it out.
Really?
Yeah,
We'll tell you afterwards.
we'll tell you afterwards.
See, I don't even like talking about it because I sound like I'm sour about it. I'm not. Dom fucking killed it. I was never gonna get it. And then there was that one article that like was like, it just made me sound so sour about the whole thing. I'm not, man. It's like I'm not. I don't want to be an actor, but if there's like something that happens, like cool. And Dom was perfect for that, and I hope he keeps. You know,
Well,
I hope he doesn't die.
The other question I wanted.
in the show. In the show.
The other question I wanted to ask: did it take a lot of convincing to get you to go to the Vanity Fair Oscar party? I did not expect you to be there. Doesn't seem like a place you'd want to be.
I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like red carpets. Yeah. Oh God. I'm very blessed that I got to go. Whatever, but I just like can't. I can't do those things. It's like so weird and not. I'm from Maine, dude. I'm from fucking Maine, like in a field and like lobsters and ocean and nature and shit. Why are there like? Is like Leonardo DiCaprio standing in like a school lunch line, like waiting to get his photo taken in front of me? Like that's just not the real world. And so I just did not. It's like I don't belong there. But it again, blessed. So thankful I got to go there. Vanity Fair, love, but not for me.
Is there a song in this album, if you could, you would change?
Like I said, it was just the masturbation song thing. Like I really wish we could have gotten like really big with that and like
With the climax.
string sections and horns and everything.
Got
but,
it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that. I mean, as soon as it's out, I'm like listening to it and I hear a bunch of shit that I would change, but I'm not gonna get into that.
You feel like the song needed a bigger climax?
Very good. See, that's what he's for. He's for the punchlines.
That's it. That's exactly why we hire him.
I'm proud of
like
that
that.
one.
You should
That
be.
was good.
That's the best thing you've said in
Yeah.
months. That's really funny. Give yourself a pat on the back.
No, I'm just gonna soak that one in.
Okay, got it. You have diabetes,
Yes, sir.
and I feel like more people should be discussing what it's like to live with diabetes because it's, I mean, obviously everybody's plight is different, right? And people have varying degrees and it's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, like, I have a bunch of friends that live with diabetes and it's incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
And like
It's brutal.
1 second, everything in your day can totally change.
Yes.
And I mean, my friends have pumps and they have meters, pumps connected to their phones, carrying different snacks on them at all times. That's what you have in your bag.
Yes, sir.
It's incredibly challenging.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. I mean, I just recently this year got close with SC Haim, who, man, I was just very lost with it out here for a long time and didn't know any artists besides
Nick Jonas?
Nick Jonas, and who was also my first concert
Oh,
because my mom wanted me to see a diabetic doing something cool. I'm sure.
that's really awesome.
Amazing. Before I even, the music thing happened, I think she was just like, that was a beautiful thing that she did. It was me and my mommy went to a Jonas Brothers concert
That's like,
in Portland, Maine.
by the way, great radio stations in Portland, Maine.
Yes.
Was it like a mall show? Was it an actual?
No, it was like it was a big show. I don't know what it was. It was like a hockey arena or something.
Sick.
But Civic Center.
Okay. And Nick Jonas is there with his pump.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my mom would like send me articles of her and stuff and be like, do you know this girl? And I was always like, no, I don't. And then I went to like a show of theirs or something and was like, oh my God, that's the girl that my mom keeps sending me articles about. and started listening to their music, and I fucking love it. And I also just love them as human beings and sisters. Like they're incredible. I wish they were my sisters, or I wish I was their sister. But Esty, I met her in Paris, and she got me connected with like everyone she knows for all the like equipment and
Yeah.
shit stuck in our body, whatever. But more so, like it was really crazy to just get to talk to someone doing exactly what I'm doing with the same disease. Was like, dude, it brought me so much like pure joy, which is very rare. But and it was amazing. We were like at some event just talking for like 2 hours, me and her at the bar, just like comparing shit and like doing such diabetic shit. But it was beautiful, and I hope I get to meet other artists, and I wish it didn't take me so long to like be open about it and embrace it. Because I don't know, it's now I see like girls in the crowd at shows with their thing on their arm, their CGM, and like they're showing it to me, and I'm like, I'll always be like, yeah, and it like it makes me so happy, dude. And I'm like not a deep person in that way, but it really like makes me teary-eyed, because that was me with Mr. Jonas, brother.
Well, it's a huge reminder that you're not alone,
Yes.
and that there are people
It goes
out
both
there.
ways. It goes both ways. Like I'm sure it makes them feel great, and it like brings tears to my eyes to like see them in the crowd, and they're always there.
I don't know. It's very cool.
It is very cool.
Is there a responsibility, or are you coming to terms more with that side of like what this job requires, which is, I mean, sharing something like that you may, I don't want to say you're ashamed, but insecure about.
Yeah, I was just very like this thing on my arm saves my life now. Like I would probably be dead if I did not get this
Numerous times a day.
Yes, but my mom was begging me for probably 4 years to get it, and I never wanted it because I just didn't want people to see something on my arm and be like, what is that? And I didn't want to go to the beach and have like look like a fucking robot, whatever. And eventually I was just like, fuck it, like I'm slowly like dying on the inside. I need to like be better and take care of myself, and got this, and it saved my life, and started taking care of my body and going on runs, which is not like me at all, but I do that now. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
But embracing that and saving your life in the process can save others.
I hope other kids see that. I think, I don't know, dude. I had a doctor when I was younger in Maine, that was just solely for diabetes. And I remember when I first started making music in college, I had gone home for like Thanksgiving or something, and I went in to just do a checkup or whatever, and she was just like asking me questions. What are you doing? Like, what interests you? How's school? And I was like, honestly, like, I hate school, but I found music and I'm falling in love with it. Like, I want to do that, and I want to start performing and doing stuff. And she was like trying to talk me out of it and being like, I think you should find something stable. It's a very expensive disease, and you're going to have to be on your own insurance one day, and you're going to have to pay those bills and all this, and take care of yourself. And I just remember like leaving that doctor's appointment bawling my eyes out. And that sucks. And I just hope to God that she's not doing that to any other kids. I hope she's not working there. I hope other doctors are not telling kids what they can and can't do with this disease. That like genuinely hurts to think about, because it did get in my head for a little bit. And
How could it not?
it sucks. No one, that's evil. It's just an evil thing. I don't care what diseases or complications you have in your life. There's no limitations. You can do whatever you want.
Louder. You can't pick the hand you're dealt when it comes to medical anything,
Yeah, I agree.
right? So the thought that you'd let that hand limit you achieving or going after your dreams, or let it discourage you from fulfilling a passion that is burning inside of you,
Mm-hmm.
is ridiculous and insane. And by the way, it's people who have those I don't even want to call them setbacks because people take those setbacks and they turn them into something that propels them forward
Yes,
and are used as stories that go on to change countless lives.
100%. It's yeah. I just hope that doesn't happen to any other young kid.
Why'd you keep going?
I was just in love with it, and I don't know. That really pissed me off, and I think I was like retaliating in a way, maybe, but also like, what the did she know? She's like a doctor in Portland, Maine. Like, get a life. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I stopped caring and I kept making music because that also hit me like a train when I found music. So,
How do you measure success today?
how many acres you got? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
How many millions you got stacks?
Success. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't think I'm in a place yet to talk about success, but I'm sure there's countless ways.
Was this a success?
Honestly, yeah, that was a huge moment for me.
That's role model Maddie Healy, the 1975.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, I was genuinely speechless. I think that's Bia Badoobie in the background too. God bless Bia. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That is success.
That is
yes.
success, and that is how I would measure it right now.
Speechless, just like your caption.
Anything else over there, Daniel?
No,
Yeah, what do you got? You got the images and stuff?
I think we're good. A lot of the images, we can't really pull up. We'll get, flagged for those. This one we got.
That one's cleared?
Yeah.
Got it. By the way, you need to listen to Role Models music. It's some of my favorite art that I've ever listened to. I feel incredibly understood by it, and I think you will too. There's a link in the description below. I highly, highly recommend you give it your time and your energy and just lend your ear to it. I have a lot of respect for you, like an incredible amount of respect.
Thank you. You too. And you.
And to you
My
as well.
spacebar boy.
Yeah.
My favorite spacebar boy.
Really, truly, there's
I like nicknames, so I'm gonna use that one.
God, he's actually been wanting a nickname his entire life, and nobody's given it to him to the point where he makes up his own.
Spacebar. And
I'm fine.
sang a song.
I'll take it. Well,
Sang a song.
I just had to set up some organization that is called Sang a Song.
Really?
Yeah,
God.
it's weird.
10% over here.
Whatever you need, sir. Whatever you need. I really, really, really thank you so much for taking the time and
Thank
energy
you.
and like being here. And God, Tucker, thanks. Role model, everybody.
Woo!
Thank you.